So I haven't spoken to you guys in a while, but I was transpired. I was keeping up consistently with 2 weeks with my dad, and then towards the end of the year, towards the holidays, like Thanksgiving and stuff, kind of tapered off. I decided I would start talking to him, so I called him a few times. With the rest of the holidays and stuff, I kind of lost contact. He wasn't calling anymore, and I was meaning to call, I didn't do it. It's Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas came around, and New Year's. Right before New Year's, I got a call from my sister saying that he had been passing out, and he was rushed to the hospital. So on the second, I went up there to see him, and whatever, he had a stroke. He had a stroke, and it affects his memory, so he only knew who he was. And I went up there to check on him. And nurses said he only knew who he was, and so I asked her, like, do you think he knows me? So I asked him, and I was like, hey, I said, do you know Donovan? I said, yeah, and I said, I'm Donovan. He said, oh, well, nice to meet you. And that was a tough one because I made it mean so much in that moment. Like, wait a minute, like I said, Donovan's your son. He said, oh, okay, and I said, I'm Donovan. He said, nice to meet you. I said, I'm your son, Donovan. And he started crying. I'm not sure if in that moment it was tears because he knew who I was or whatever state of mind he was in, that he just was excited that he had a son. But for me, it was kind of a tough moment. I thought about my intention for going to see him in the first place was to make him proud, to show him that he created something great, even though he wasn't absent. That look at what he did, and it kind of hurt for me to think about him not having the memories that we just created, spent this year creating. I told my mom the same thing. She said, "Well, maybe they weren't for him. Maybe God did that for you." But either way, it still hurt. When I went to go see him in the hospital, one of the things that was that stuck out to me is that when I see him in the hospital, I can't help but see myself. And I recognize, I guess, I identify myself as fruit that comes from that tree. He is the tree. And I've never seen that tree strong. I've never seen that tree strong, and it makes me question myself from an identity place, which is something I'm going to need to work through with friends, therapists, coaches. But when I walked into the hospital, he was sitting there looking at the clock. And I had this overwhelming feeling of forgottenness. There was two TVs in there, neither one of them were on. I asked him to turn TV on. It's like, no. I just stared at the clock, and I had a premonition. One day when I was resting, and premonition was that I got a phone call, and the hospital call said your father had passed away. Your father has passed away. It kind of shook me, and I'm like, okay, that might be a reality one day. But 2 hours later, the hospital called and said, we're rushing your father to the ICU. We're taking him to the ICU. It wasn't exactly what I imagined in my mind what the premonition was, but it still hit me that something's going on. He's rushed to the ICU, so I go up there to check on him, and at this point, he's not responsive. He's not talking anymore, not really responding to commands, not sure what to do. I had little emotional outbursts or breakout, not even sure where it came from. I called up 2 of my friends who lost their father, just looked for some guidance and some support, because I wasn't sure how I was supposed to feel. And when I say that, I wasn't trying to make up a feeling, but I wasn't sure what feelings were real and what ones were an idea of what I thought a son should feel. A lot of confusion wrapped up around that. They helped navigate me through that. To help me recognize that however you feel is fine. I'm like, I don't know exactly how I feel. Like, that's fine too. I told him, like, I really wanted to process, and I wasn't going to go to the hospital because I needed to process. My boy said, you don't live. One of my brothers told me, you don't live in your process. You're not a slave to your process. You can go to the hospital and still be processing. You can go check on him and act in the kindness of your character and still be processing. Not knowing how you feel is fine, but don't let it paralyze you. Got my sister involved, my mom involved. After I was able to find a settled place in my own heart, about this going back and forth, just trying to catch you guys up on everything that, man, I haven't been on here in a while talking about the situation. Last night, me and my mom, my sister, my cousin went up there, and my nephew went up there to the hospital to see him, and they need us to make a decision. I'm the point of contact. Case manager's been reaching out to me. I want to know what we're going to do. The conversation a few days ago was to plan his discharge for rehab. The situation worsened. I got a phone call today that he had another stroke. It's not good as far as they're concerned. They were going to put him on a breathing machine, but they would need to find out what I wanted to do first. My story is not coming out separately, but the point of this is just really to just give some spotlight to my life, and as far as trying to honor your absent father is concerned. It's hard because I felt like it was hard to honor him in this situation because I don't know what he would want in this situation. Like, keep him on life support or just let him go. So we never got the chance to get that deep, anywhere near that. I got a phone call today, and they needed a decision. We were going to the breathing tube in the morning, just let him make him comfortable. Choosing hospice through prayer and communication. Prayer and communication, talking to God, talking to the loved ones was a huge deal in all this to bring about peace, clarity, and guidance. No one's for him being suffering. No one's for him suffering. So when they say you have to make a decision, the only decision I get to make is liability. I don't get to make a decision about destiny. I'm only saying, hey, doctors, hey, hospital, I'll take responsibility for whatever happens next. This is the path I want you to take. Even if I don't put him on breathing, if he decides within himself, in his body, to fight, not between him and God, and he can still have recovery. That took a lot of weight off of me, recognizing that I'm not choosing his destiny. I'm not choosing his death date. I'm only choosing liability. I'm taking over and saying, hey, hospital, this is going to be on me. That's been my way of just saying, all right, God, it's in your hands, like for real, 100%. It's always been in God's hands. And this was just me placing myself in alignment with that. Yeah, I had hopes of seeing my dad be great so I can witness it for myself. But God's will be done, man. God's will be done. I think my father's at peace with how everything worked out between us and him and his kids. I'm at peace. Today I had to sit down with the hospice agency to identify where we're going to put him at. That's a process in itself, so I'm going to save that for another video. Trying to get this Medi-Cal, Medicare situation worked out, trying to identify what facility he's going to go to, or if there's a home of a family member. And man, looking at his life from this perspective about relationships, like relationships he did or did not form, and where he could go, where there's space for him, this recording is probably helping me to process more than I even understand at the moment, but it kind of did just click. So I'm gonna head out. I just want to continue to document this. I know I'll be able to help somebody in the future.